Archetypal criticism is a literary theory which argues that all elements of a text are shaped by recurring patterns and ideas known as archetypes. Archetypes in their most basic form are original models that authors use to pattern characters, story plots, and general themes after. The hero's journey, developed by Joseph Campbell in 1949, is one of the most commonly used archetypes, and has shaped many famous stories such as Harry Potter, Star Wars, and The Lion King. In this video, I will go through Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist and detail how the author closely follows this archetypal structure. The hero's journey tells a story using 12 key events, starting with Number 1. Ordinary World. Before the journey begins, the author introduces the hero in their native land. In The Alchemist, Coelho introduces Santiago, a young innocent shepherd from the fields of Andalusia, Spain. Number 2. The Call to Adventure. In this stage, the hero is confronted with an unignorable conflict. For Santiago, he is troubled by a recurring dream he does not understand about the Egyptian pyramids and a mysterious treasure. Later, a visit to a gypsy fortune teller compels him to travel to Egypt. Number 3. Refusal of the Call. Once the hero receives their quest, they may be wary of potential consequences and elect to stay in the ordinary world. After his meeting with the gypsy, Santiago dismisses his dream, giving up his journey until Number 4. Meeting the Mentor. This stage introduces a mentor figure, someone who guides the hero towards success. Here, as Santiago disregards his quest, he meets a strange yet wise king, who convinces him to follow the gypsy's advice and introduces some key terms that will prove very important later in the journey. Number 5. Crossing the first threshold. Once the hero is on their way, this stage marks the point of no return. After electing to pursue his treasure, Santiago sells his flock of sheep and travels to Tangier, thereby quitting his job. Number 6. Tests, Allies, and Enemies. The hero has now entered the special world, where the author introduces new characters who either build up or break down the protagonist. This is often one of the largest parts of the story, and The Alchemist is no exception. Upon his arrival in Tangier, a thief robs Santiago of the money needed to reach Egypt. To regain his funds, he begins working for a crystal merchant, and after a year, he has enough money to continue his quest. Other notable encounters include his allies, the Englishman and the camel driver. Number 7. Approach to the INMOST cave. This stage refers to the hero's most perilous encounters along their journey. En route to the pyramids, Santiago's journey is halted and jeopardized due to a tribal war, and he considers abandoning his quest. Santiago, however, meets the alchemist, who convinces him to continue his journey, and the two depart for the pyramids in spite of the surrounding warfare. Number 8. Ordeal. In this stage, the hero is challenged by their most difficult test thus far. They must conquer their fears or face devastating consequences. Not long after their departure, Santiago and the alchemist are abducted by Arab soldiers. Here, the alchemist poses the challenge. If Santiago can turn his body into the wind, they will be set free. If he cannot, they will be killed. Furthermore, Santiago puts together all he has learned throughout the story and eventually triumphs. Number 9. Reward. The hero has endured many hardships, and at this stage, finally sees the light at the end of the tunnel. After being set free, Santiago finally reaches the pyramids. Number 10. The Road Back. Now that the hero has seized the reward, they must return to the ordinary world, yet potential obstacles may arise. When Santiago reaches the pyramids, his treasure is not there. Instead, what awaits him is a violent encounter that nearly kills him. Number 11. Resurrection. This stage is the true climax of the story. Everything that the hero has been through has led to this moment where they will take on their final test. After his beating, Santiago recognizes an omen that reveals the true location of his treasure. Ironically, it resides in the ordinary world, back in Andalusia. Number 12. Return with the ELIXIR. Finally, the hero returns home with his reward. This stage particularly emphasizes how the protagonist has been shaped by their journey. Santiago's homecoming takes place in the epilogue, where he has returned to Andalusia and claimed his treasure. In conclusion, The Alchemist is a good book with a very compelling story, one of many that follows the archetypal structure of the hero's journey.